Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Zuko. Thanks for stopping by. Today, we're going to be unboxing some anime figures, as you typically do on an anime figure channel. But today's theming is the thrill of the hunt, finally tracking down those figures that you've been looking for quite some time. Whether the figure was overpriced and you just didn't want to pay what it was going for, or it's actually a grail of yours and you just can't track it down. And you know, sometimes your perseverance just starts to dwindle, you start giving up, your spirit just feels crushed because you can't find it, you've been spending so long, but you can never give up. You gotta keep hunting for it because when you find it, it just feels so good to unbox. That's what we're doing. We're gonna unbox 3 figures today that have been on my wish list for quite some time. In one instance, I think it was 5 years I've been looking for this dang thing. So let's begin. Forgot to mention this though, wanted to show off this very cute Pikachu from the Christmas batch of new plushies they put out. I think I showed this on Derek's channel in our collaboration, but never on my channel. He looks so snug and cute and just cozy. But what I didn't show on this channel, at least I think I've never shown this plushie off, hold on. We have this very cute Mousehold plushie, part of the same line. They're all bundled up in a scarf. This is actually adorable and such a good idea for a Christmas plushie. Alright, so first up is this absolutely massive figure of Jack Frost, made by X Plus, I believe the company is. This is part of the Gigantic series. I do have a few of these already, including Mega Man and Roll from the Mega Man series, of course. Varying quality between those two. Mega Man feels more like a toy. Roll, honestly, a pretty good figure, though she's like $600 now or something. Absolutely insane. Glad I got that when I did. But we're here to talk about Jack Frost, this hee-hoeing motherfucker. This took me so long to find. Alright, here he is in all of his glory. We'll put him down. Maybe like that. Should be good. Now, this guy on eBay, which is like the only place he ever shows up outside of like Mercari JP, people always want like $500 for this guy. I ain't paying that. He was like 13 to 15,000 yen when he originally came out, which is a fair price for something this big, but even then, right? Like, you gotta have space for this guy and just buying other things, not responsible to always just buy every single figure that you want. But this was just one that I really regretted at the end of the day. And yeah, I've been periodically looking for this guy for around 5 or 6 years now. I think he came out in 2018 actually, so that would be over 6 years at this point, but I just could never track him down. Until recently when somebody was selling him on my figure collection for like 150 Australian. I think it was from Australia. And that was already a pretty dang good price considering the conversion rate right now, but they didn't allow international shipping, so I just messaged them. I'm like, hey, can you just put that on? Because eBay makes it pretty easy, and they did. And then shipping at the end of the day was like $25 extra or something. It's a really simple figure though. There's nothing to really talk about here. He's kind of top heavy, like his legs are not really sturdy enough to support his big old belly and his gigantic head. And his feet aren't really like flat enough, so he does wobble a little bit. I'm not exactly sure where I should put him in my room right now. I can't put him too high. I feel like that's a bit risky. But yeah, it's very simple, matte paint job. The hat looks like it has a little bit of gloss to it, like a semi-gloss, I suppose. But the sculpting is like spot on as far as character accuracy goes, and that's all I really care about, because this is kind of more like decoration than anything else. Like, yeah, it's a figure. All of this stuff is basically decoration, but because he's so big, and I think just because of his like simplicity, this character design is just so charming and goofy and fun, it just grabs the attention of like anybody who sees him, and I really do mean that. Pretty much everybody loves Jack Frost, and if you don't, it's probably because you just don't know him. So I recommend playing any like Shin Megami Tensei game, Persona game. Play Synchronicity Prologue. It actually stars this guy and Pyrojack. They team up together through this very short Metroidvania made by one of my favorite like indie developers, Team Ladybug, though I can't remember if they were called Team Ladybug at that point, but they made games like Touhou Luna Nights, as well as the Record of Lotus War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth game, which is very similar actually to Synchronicity Prologue. But yeah, it feels good, feels real good to finally have Jack Frost in the collection, just waving at anybody he sees. Love this guy. Alright, so next up I want to talk about Ami Ami and their mystery box, which they finally allowed international customers to purchase one of these things. Though I don't think it was like available to all regions. I'm pretty sure I remember Canada not being able to buy one of these boxes, and I don't know why. But the thing about it is that they'd give you like 4 or 5 figures for around 45,000 yen or so. Great deal, you just wouldn't know what's inside of it, and I was very tempted to pick this box up. However, because of just everything that was going on, I just did not have the extra money to buy that box. Would have been fun for a video, but maybe next year if they do it again. However, when I found out that they were stuffing these boxes with one of the figures I've been looking for a year, I was a little upset about that. I was kind of like, damn, I really messed up, huh? And the figure in question is none other than this one right here, Ariel from Soma Spider, So What? So how do I have this if I didn't buy a box? Well, considering that everybody was just seemingly getting this figure, she started to actually pop up on my figure collection again. She's available on AmiAmi, but for like 26,000 yen. So I was just waiting and waiting for a price drop, and it never came, not on the aftermarket, not on AmiAmi. So it just felt like I was never gonna buy this figure, but one day, pretty recently, somebody listed her for 140 shipped. Holy crap, that's an amazing deal that I had to jump on. And when I was talking to the seller, I figured I would ask them, did they get Ariel from the mystery box? And sure enough, they did, but it just didn't really fit with their like collection, like the types of stuff they look for. So it worked out really well for me. And I gotta thank them for giving me such a good deal on this figure, because I just didn't expect to get her for like 140 bucks. That just seems insane to me, and I've been waiting so long, and now I finally have her. Now, I knew Amakuni was going to do a pretty dang good job here. This just fits the bill so perfectly for like what they're known for. Their specialty is making these very like sexy anime figure sculpts, and what a good job they did. Now, as far as her clothing goes, I would say there's barely anything. She's got a tube top and some hot pants on. Kind of looks like a thong too. Could be wrong, but the straps do imply that it would be a thong. Along with her gloves, her outfit just has this super glossy appearance to it, leaves very little to the imagination as well. You could see her rib cage, you could see how well they defined her stomach, and her ass is just like half out at this point, which is kind of nuts. Pretty sexy, but also pretty nuts at the same time. Just did not expect so much to be revealed on this sculpt. As eye-catching as her skimpy outfit or that outrageous hip-to-waist ratio may be, there's plenty of other things I do like about this figure. The green eyeliner under her bright red eyes, I just find her face super cute, the little fangs sticking out of her mouth and the defined lips. Just think she has a perfect face sculpt. The gradation on this figure is actually really well done, the green hair strands, and the inside of her striped cape. Looks a little bit lethal, you know, thanks to those big red gems that are attached to each stripe on the cape. And I'm pretty sure she has the ability to control this cape in like a spider-like fashion, which is why they kind of look like they're ready to strike. And I guess outside of that, there's also her boots, which look like they're made of leather, and they have ample creasing as if she was actually walking in them, so that looks very good as well. And of course, you can't forget about her collar, very spiky, very fluffy. The sculpting here is perfect too. I just think her character design slaps. I think Amakuni did a fantastic job here. Super satisfied with this figure, and super happy that I got her for such a good deal. So yeah, our last figure is a bit of a doozy. This is Asahi Serizawa from the Idolmaster Shiny Colors, and it cost about 36,000 yen. And there's not really like a story behind this one. I've just been looking for her for about a year now. Was on or off, wasn't sure if I really needed this or not. Definitely did not want to spend the full price plus the shipping, because look at this goddamn box. It's massive and pretty heavy too. But one day, just browsing Mercari JP, saw somebody selling this for 25,000 yen, already a very good deal, and then Bai, and this is not a sponsored video mind you, had a coupon for about 4,000 yen. So 21,000 for this figure? Yeah, I was gonna jump on that, absolutely. Had to check this one out, because she just looks spectacular. And you know, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to unbox this figure again. It wasn't very complicated, but this desk is kind of small, and this box is massive. I think what really compelled me to want to pick this figure up was just how much more like intricate and elaborate this design was compared to any other idol figure I've ever seen. And a lot of them are very like lavish and colorful and fun, but none of them really look like this. Not to mention, it's just such a nice mix of traditional and modern Japanese culture. A little bit of that digital era here too, with the waves circling and pulsing around the base. They're made of these translucent parts. There's like 5 different colors. Looks fantastic. But yeah, you have Asahi literally leaping off of the street sign and light, which makes it so much more dynamic. She's holding her umbrella like it's a weapon for some reason, which I think is so cool. And her outfit is such a stunner, you know? Her jacket is billowing aggressively upwards because of her movement. There's all these patterns and text decals just running throughout her design. It's such a colorful figure too. Look at her shoes, for instance. There's so much going on in just her sneakers. Multiple colors, stylish text, gold paint, and even like this translucent blue piece on her heels for whatever reason, but it all looks sick, and it's not sloppy at all. The quality control, despite how so much is packed into this outfit, is perfect. I don't get how they pulled this off without making like one mistake at all. I really like the choice of them going with metallic purple for some of her outfit. I just feel like that's not a type of paint that I typically see on these figures, and I think it stands out in a great way. But yeah, there's just so much about this figure that I feel like I haven't even mentioned yet. And I really hope I don't forget something too important, but like the Shimenawa ropes with the Daruma and the kitty cat tied to them. Her nails are painted in a very vibrant red. The street sign and the light have a little bit of weathering to it. They're like rusting and just a little bit dirty. Love the attention to detail. Not to mention like the street sign and light just look so goddamn good. I feel like I overlooked that, but specifically the light, I just love the color choices and the sculpt. It's just fantastic. And I'd be a fool if I forgot to mention her expression, where she's looking a little rebellious in this instance, sticking her tongue out at us, but it's very cute, and it certainly fits the vibe. Also, there is the Hyotoko mask tied around her head, which is a nice extra accessory to the rest of her outfit, and I like that the rope has some gradation to it. Just, I don't know, it feels like you didn't need to do that, Alter, but I appreciate you doing it anyway. So yeah, I think this figure is wonderful. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I think this is within like Alter's top 10 figures they've ever made. I think it's that impressive, and I think you would too if you saw it in person. Hopefully my footage does this figure justice. It probably won't, but I'll try. Either way, that's gonna do it for our unboxing, a short but sweet one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to support the channel, feel free to subscribe if you're not already, and I do have a Patreon now where I post early access and exclusive videos over there, so you have that option as well. But that's it. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one, and yeah, I guess that's it. Later. Alrighty, we're at the end of the video. Gonna keep this one short and sweet. Thank you very much to my Patreon supporters. It means a lot to me that you continue to support my channel. And special shoutouts goes out to my highest tier members, Japanese Salesman, Sasami Adachi, Swoop, Nemia Dynaskull, Christy Eisenman, Aki Rusu, DT Perigi, Kaif Marie, and Magnatune. We're getting pretty dang close to the end of 2024, and I'm hoping to have at least one more video out before we wrap up this year. Hopefully I get that done, and hopefully you guys look forward to that video. But yeah, that's it. See you around once again. Have a good one. Bye-bye.